everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're going to be making this card, which is not your typical Christmas card. It is my take on a Halloween Christmas card. Instead of using a pine tree, we're using spider webs, and instead of your star up or angel up at the top of the tree, I'm using a bat. So let's go ahead and get started and check out how I put this card together. Before we get started today, I do want to remind you to look around you and see what containers you have available, because sometimes they can be very helpful. As you can see, this is a Breyers Gelato strawberry truffle ice cream container. These work very well for holding all of your small pieces in a project. I love being able to use them in order to put a project in them. Say for instance, like this case, I cut this out a couple of days ago and wanted to make sure that I didn't lose any of the pieces. I was able to store it right in here, and it keeps everything safe and locked away. And that way, if you're working on multiple projects, you can put each project into one of these containers and stack them up, and it's really helpful. By the way, no, I am not sponsored by Breyers, nor is this product placement. I just happen to really like the containers as good free storage containers to recycle. As you can see, I've already had my Cricut cut out all the pieces for this. I am going to link to the file down in the description below. You will need some extra cartridges in order to cut this out, so be aware that you may have to pay extra, or one of the cartridges may not be available at all because it is from the Close to My Heart collection. It's the triangles in the back here. We'll talk about that more here in just a second. So just be aware that if you do try to cut this, you may have to pay some fees in order to cut it out. Now, one of the things that I wanted to show you how to do on Cricut Design Space is the background that I made on the orange piece. I used a cartridge. This is the Close to My Heart cartridge, and you can always find out what an image is by opening up the layers panel and then selecting which piece you're looking at specifically. It tells you up in the corner, it has the little eye icon, top right hand corner. Click that eye icon in order to get information about that image. So this one is triangles number 4294616. It's from the Close to My Heart artistry cartridge. It is a cartridge that I did purchase from Close to My Heart, so I'm not sure if that one's still available, but I did want to show you how to do this so that way you knew how to do it on your own if there were some other images that you wanted to use instead. So for the doubled triangled layered look, I first started off with a piece that would cut out normally. So these two pieces on the right side would cut normally into some cardstock, but I wanted to change them over so that way they draw instead. So I'm going to open up my layers panel, and the first, you click that little arrow that points off to the right side, and I'm going to change it over to right. Now I want to change it to, let's see, the first one I did was the violet metallic pen. Then I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to change my second one here, and I'm going to change it again to right, and I'm going to change it to the gold 1.0 tip. And there's a lot of options that you can use here. I mean, there's so many different colors that Cricut has available, so lots to choose from, but those are the ones that I'm going to be using today for this project. And then I just layered them on top of each other by sliding it down just a hair, just like that. Very similar to that. It may not be exactly how I did the first time. Just remember that you attach this. I've actually attached these pieces onto this orange background, so you'll want to make sure it's centered, and then you can grab that orange piece and then the two pieces above it, or the writing pieces I should say, those are simply attached like so. We do the same thing again with this one. Make sure that it is on top, although it doesn't really matter because everything will eventually end up on top. We just want to make sure to do that. So I'm going to move it up to the front, and then once I have let's see, so we have that one selected, and then our orange one selected, and once again I'm just going to hit attach. So now all of these pieces are attached together, and it will write and then cut those pieces out. Then once you use the Cricut to draw and cut, it looks just like this. I hope that kind of helps clear that up. If you still have a little bit of confusion on how I did that, you can always leave a question down in the comments below. I make sure to answer those as soon as possible. So right now, all we're gonna do is layer everything up on this card. I'm gonna use some Scotch dot adhesive roller to apply on my orange piece. I want to try to center this as best as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect though. Just like that. And now for our spiderweb Christmas tree, I'm going to use a little bit of the multimedia matte from Ranger. This is my favorite wet adhesive. It dries matte, so if it does squirt out on the sides, it's not going to be a big deal. That's especially why I'm going to use it on this one, because it's such a delicate cut. I want to make sure to get it all back behind as much as possible, and even if it does squirt out a little bit, it won't hurt anything. I am using the fine tip applicator. It is very helpful for projects like this that have a very small area. Kind of move that a little more than I had wanted to, but like I said, it's going to end up matte anyways, so it's not a big deal. Now I'm going to take some more of that Scotch adhesive roller and just put it on the back of the bat. And there may be little strings of adhesive hanging off. You just take your fingernail and clean them off. And I'm going to put my bat topper up at the top of my Halloween Christmas tree. Same thing for this piece. Just layer that right on top of the purple. And now let's go ahead and get our card base put together, so that way we can mount it on that card base. I'm using some Nino Solar White 110 pound cardstock, and I'm scoring it at 5.5. Remember that it's cut at 4 1/4 long ways. I guess that's long ways, yeah. 4 1/4 long ways, and then 5.5 halfway. Short ways, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm just going to add some adhesive onto the back of this panel, so that way I can attach it to the white card base. Now to make it look a little more like a Christmas tree, I'm going to use these glitter glue stickles from Ranger. It doesn't say what color this is, I don't think. I can't find it. But I'm going to use these, maybe it's on the packaging. I bought it in a package of 3, which had gold and silver in it. And it doesn't look like it says on here either what color it is, but it's the white-ish color. I'm going to take it and just add a few little sparkles and beads of stickles to make them look like ornaments on the front, just in random places. There we go. I think that looks like a Christmas tree, kind of. This is an unusual Christmas tree, I would have to say. So it's not exactly your typical Christmas card, but I like it a lot because I'm not a big Christmas fan. So there you go, there's the card for today. I hope you enjoyed putting it together with me. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you liked my video and also helps out my videos a lot. You can also hit that button down below that says subscribe to my YouTube channel, and get great updates every time I post a new video or go live by clicking on the bell icon. You can also check out my social media links. Those are listed down in the description below as well, so make sure to go check those out. I hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, keep it off kilter. Bye!